It's 8:10 on the Big J Show on Hot 101.9. Joining us is Rob Riggle. Rob, good morning, my man.
Good morning. How are you?
I am fantastic. This is actually your second time on the Big J Show. I'm sure you probably do a lot of interviews and don't remember that, but we had you on when you went over and were doing the Daily Show thing from overseas.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Very nice. Yeah, of course. Yeah, it was a good time.
The olden days. Now you got a lot more going on. Back then you were a busy guy, and now you're like super busy.
Well, that's a good thing in this economy. You want to be super busy.
Exactly. You're doing a Comedy Central Presents Rob Riggle, which is cool. It's like I think a lot of people have seen you do the movies, they've seen you do the reporting, the improv type stuff, but a lot of people might not have seen you do stand-up. Right.
Well, this will be their chance on Comedy Central tonight, 11 o'clock. It should be fun. I haven't even seen the final version yet because when we taped it, I think I did like 34 minutes, and then they have to cut it down to 22 minutes. So I haven't even seen. All I've seen is a couple clips. So I'm as excited as anybody. So
you might be pissed. They might have cut out your best stuff.
yeah, there is that potential, and I'm sure there'll be moments where I'll be like, "What? They didn't have it," but I'm sure it'll be fine.
Excellent. So since we've last talked, you've done a lot of very memorable movie work, which has kind of vaulted you to that next level where now you're in like every good comedy ever. That's got to feel good.
Well, I don't know. I hope that's the case. I sincerely do. But I was very fortunate. I got to do some really fun comedies with some amazing people, and got to do my thing a little bit, and hopefully it'll lead to more work. That's all you want.
Yeah.
Because there's no finish line in show business. You never cross the line and go, okay, because even Brad Pitt's trying to find the next movie. You're always trying to find the next gig. So
I think it's
as long as I keep getting gigs, I'll be happy.
That's the challenge, is you and Brad Pitt. I think you guys are competing for a lot of the same gigs out there. So now you're in that upper echelon where you got to battle with him now.
Yeah, you know how it is, going up against him all the time. It's exhausting.
So, I mean, obviously people probably remember you from Step Brothers, your classic "pa" line. How did they write that for you? Was that like something you improvised in there? I mean, how'd that come to be?
That was me. I improvised that line, and they liked it. And all I was doing was the character I was playing was kind of a jerk, and very aggressive. He was over the top aggressive. So there was these little pauses in between lines that Adam Scott was saying to Will, and so I just started throwing air punches and screaming "pow," and then it just seemed to fit. There was a rhythm we got into. And they loved it, so they kept it.
That's awesome, because that's one of the things when I try to, for people that don't know the name Rob Riggle, I'm like, you know who he is, and I'll try to describe it, and I'm like, the guy from Step Brothers, and they're like, oh, pa, that guy. Yeah, that guy.
It's so funny, too, because people, if I'm in public or whatever, people will come up and they will instead of saying hi or anything, they'll just yell, pow.
And you just know.
It scares the hell out of me, every time.
Yeah, your kids are walking with you going, what the hell, Daddy?
Yeah. People yell pow, or they'll yell in the face, or they'll yell not up in here, just little things like that. But it's always flattering. It's always good.
Yeah, I mean, at least they're not like, you're that one guy from that one movie. I mean, your lines and your parts in the movie are so memorable, they remember exactly what you said. So that's an honor.
That's good. That's a great thing, yeah. Yeah, very much so.
Let's talk about some of the upcoming movies. Obviously, tonight, everybody will check you out on Comedy Central with the Comedy Central Presents, but you're in a lot of other movies coming out. What's next? Like, what's coming out first?
I have a small cameo in a movie called Furry Vengeance. It's more of a kids film, or for teenagers and kids, and I have a little cameo in that. And then after that is The Killers with Ashton Kutcher and Katherine Heigl. It's kind of an action comedy. That'll be a really fun movie. Got to do some stunt driving in that, which was kind of fun.
Ooh.
And then after that is a new movie with Will Ferrell and Mark Wahlberg and Michael Keaton called The Other Guys that I'll be in. That comes out in August. And then there's another movie in October, I think, coming out called Going the Distance with Drew Barrymore and Christina Applegate and Justin Long. And I have a small part in that. And it was fun. So, yeah, there's that. And then I'm shooting a pilot for CBS right now, so we'll keep our fingers crossed on that and see what happens there.
Very cool.
Yeah.
How busy are you? I mean, it seems like there's a lot of these movies coming out. Are you like back-to-back-to-back projects? Or, do you get some time off ever?
I get very little time off, but I try to carve out some time. And but the thing is in showbiz, you got to have like 5 irons in the fire at all times, because you never know which one's going to happen and which one's not.
Exactly. Yeah, you film some really good movie and then it just never makes it to theaters or something. Oh, all right.
Yeah. You just got to stay busy. Got to stay busy. So
that's awesome. Far in these movies, a lot of them you have kind of smaller roles in the film. Are you happy with that, or would you like to someday be like the Will Ferrell type guy, kind of leading the film?
Right now I'm very happy just doing the smaller roles and stuff, provided they're good and fun. And if the opportunity ever presented itself, sure, I would take it. You better believe it. But I'm not in a rush, and I'm not. I don't want to force anything. So
yeah.
But yeah. If it happens, I will be thrilled.
Very cool. And have you ever thought about doing serious type roles, or are you pretty much straight up comedy guy?
No, I'm more than open to doing dramatic roles. So yeah, I've thought about it. We've talked about it. It's just one of those things, I think people. It would take. I don't know. People expect comedy from me, but yeah. I'm an actor, so I'm always open to trying anything, as long as it's something I can identify with. Yeah.
And people see you in these movies, and they probably think like, oh, he's just a funny actor guy. But like recently, there's this trend of like, I don't know who does it. If it's like who's the director or the casting agent that finds these funny people from different things. But before you really got into the mainstream stuff, you were in the Marines, which I think probably surprises a lot of people. Then you've done a few films now with Ken Jeong, and that guy was a doctor. It's like, it's kind of cool that they're finding people that did other things, and they're just like, that's a really funny guy. Like, I want to get him into the mainstream film world.
Right. Well, I think doing something else other than being an actor or a comedian in the beginning of your life, your young life, is a good thing, because you actually get life experience. You actually go out in the real world, and you have to work for a paycheck, and you have to put in the hours, and you have good bosses and bad bosses and crazy colleagues, and you have to deal with the idiots of the world just like everybody else. And then not that show business isn't full of idiots. Trust me, it is. But I think you get a much better foundation, much better stuff to draw on when you go out there and you start acting and you start performing comedy, because you have life experience. I think a lot of people just go straight into acting or comedy, and they miss out on what's going on out there.
You've just motivated me to quit my job today and become a garbage man. I'm done.
Well, that was what I was trying to do, and I hope that happens to a lot of your listeners today.
Yeah, I'm out of this. I'm going to try something real, and then hopefully come back and have a better appreciation for the entertainment business. Awesome.
Exactly.
Hey, Rob, you got a lot of good stuff coming up. You've cracked me up since way back, since I first saw you, so I think people are really going to enjoy all the new movies with you, and especially tonight, seeing you do some stand-up on Comedy Central. Comedy Central presents Rob Riggle. It's going to be very funny, so check that out. And Rob, as always, thanks so much for joining us on the show, and best of luck in your future, man.
Well, thanks, man. I really appreciate it. Thanks for having me on today.
And if you need somebody to take out your trash in the future, just give me a call.
I've got your number.
All right, see you, Rob. Have a good one, man.
Bye.
The Big J Show. Weekday mornings from 6 till 10 on Billings' #1 hit music station, Hot 101.9.